Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a product review. I'm going to swatch, I'm actually going to put it on my face. So I'm doing a product review on the L'Oreal Infallible Luminising Primer. So if you're interested in seeing what this looks like and my first impression, I guess it would be, stick around. So thanks. Welcome back. Alright, so as I said before, I'm doing a first impressions test on the L'Oreal Infallible Illuminating Primer. This is brand new to me. I've seen it on a lot of other YouTube videos. I have swatched it myself, but I've never actually used it myself. Ordinarily, the primer that I use is a Maybelline Master Prime Hydrating Primer because I have very dry skin and it usually helps me, or it helps my foundation look dewier than what it is, because I do use the Maybelline Dewy. I have a lot of problems with foundations looking patchy on me, so it'll be interesting to see what this looks like, what it does to my skin, and whether or not it looks good underneath the foundation and concealer that I'm going to be using. I'm not going to do a full face of makeup, I'm just going to see what it sort of looks like underneath the foundation and primer, and I'll probably look obviously weird because I do when I use the not primer, concealer underneath my eyes, which is another Maybelline. I think I'm a little bit Maybelline obsessed, but you know what? A lot of their products are fantastic. Either that or I don't have much to compare it by. I like Maybelline, so yeah, that might, you know, my taste might vary later on. But anyway, so I already have moisturizer on. I put that on about 5 minutes ago. I'm using the Clinique Moisture Surge at the moment, which I'm doing a 2-week trial on to see how it goes. So yeah, let's start. Alright, so actually first what I'll do is I will tell you a little bit about the product, or what the website says. I got mine for $15 and 50 rather cents, something like that, $15 something from Priceline, but the retail price is usually $25.95. So and Big W has had a 40% off sale as well on L'Oreal products, so that's a bonus. You'll be able to pick it up there. Alright, a little bit about the product. It says, Infallible Luminising Primer preps and primes your skin for foundation makeup while boosting your complexion, finishing the look with radiant, super glowy makeup result. Applying the illuminating primer to your entire face or targeted areas if you wish to highlight, like your cheeks and nose, its ultra-fine pearls deliver a perfect, customizable, glowing effect instantly, like a photo filter. Okay? This ultra-lightweight formula spreads out evenly and precisely on the skin for a super easy glide-on application, leaving an ultra-thin film that will let your skin breathe without feeling thick, greasy, or oily. Bonus. Alright, now as I said in my previous video, if you've watched it, I'm trying to find something that can replace at the moment a highlighter, because I haven't found one that I actually liked at the moment. So let's just see whether this does it or whether it's just a little bit too much, because I don't want to necessarily sparkle all over the place. So especially in winter, you know, I feel that in winter matte looks a little bit better than sparkly, shimmery. So anyway, let's have a go. I will pull my hair strands back, see if I can swatch it on the hand. I don't know how to do this very well, but see if you can see what it looks like there. So I don't know if you can see that too well, but it looks quite shiny. I might try the one pump and see how far that spreads. So oh, I may need just a little bit more. I'm not sure if you're supposed to shake this first, but anyway, I don't want to look too metallic, and I also can't see how well this is showing up on the camera that I'm using, so I'm just gonna look in the mirror that I've got in front of me. It feels greasy, actually. It's interesting. So, my usual, it feels a bit tingly, actually. My usual primer just pretty much just soaks in straight away, so. That's strange. That feels really, really weird. It's kind of like popping candy all over my face. I don't know if that's a good thing yet, but it feels funny. So anyway, that's really greasy. I hope that goes away. I mean, I've got dry skin anyway, so it probably would be fine, but I don't like looking greasy either. I mean, I think there's a big difference between greasy and dewy, so I had a towel just to wipe that on for now. Alright, I don't know whether or not you can tell what that looks like, but in the mirror in front of me, it looks luminizing. It also looks a little greasy. So anyway, I am going to go in with my Maybelline Fit Me Dewy with my Eco Tools sponge. So, see how it goes. Alright, I'm just going to use my finger to put it on first. Yeah, that should do. I was talking in my last video about different sponges that people use, about the beauty blenders, the one that I recently just picked up, which was the Real Techniques, and the Eco Tools. And the Eco Tools is the first one that I ever really brought myself, and I only recently just picked up the Real Techniques. I would really like to try the original beauty blender. In fact, I really like the sapphire coloured one, but I can't justify spending $30 on a sponge, you know, when I can spend on special. I can get this for, well, actually not even on special. I picked this up for $10, normal price, and I picked up the that's a bit tingling. I picked up the Real Techniques one for $15 on special, and I think it's 17 something when it's not on special, but yeah, so that's looking pretty alright. I mean, yeah, I don't know if you see what I see, but actually my foundation looks a little bit darker than normal on me. I don't know whether it's oxidizing for some reason when it usually doesn't, or whether it's just the light, because I don't have natural light in here. Most of the time that I can do videos are in the evening, after the kids are sort of gone to bed, or at least the toddler, and so as I've stated in my previous videos, I'm trying all these different light techniques to try and simulate, I guess, natural light. It's not going to happen. So I'm trying to keep it as lit up as I can and try and keep everything looking true to colour as they can, but I don't really know until I sort of upload the video and go, So, I mean, I do have a viewfinder, but that's not true to colour when I'm looking at it, so, and I try not to look at it. It's really distracting, but, yeah, what I can see, it is sparkling through it. Not like sparkling, but it looks a little wet, you know, like wet under the skin. So I guess that is illuminizing. It almost looks like I've been sweating, so I don't hate it. I do want to put the primer on anyway. I keep saying primer. I do want to put the concealer on anyway, just to see what happens there. Plus, I'm really interested because I don't know whether it's going to settle down or not, but my foundation looks a little different to me than what it normally does. Yeah, so I'd like to see whether or not that changes the concealer as well. So I'm sure you guys have seen this everywhere. I mean, they're not new, but they are fantastic. So let me just see. That had nothing in it. Alright, hang on. There's a little bit more. Yeah, this is really changing my foundation, the primer. And I'm not sure I like it. I might have to do a, try it a couple of times just to see how it goes. But, or whether like maybe, you know, after a while or after setting it or something like that, whether it actually calms down or anything like that. So, yeah. I'm not used to doing my makeup in front of a camera either, and I can be socially awkward at the best of times, let alone talking to a camera. I even considered putting like this little human face sort of thing just around my lens, just so it looks like that I'm actually talking to someone, so I can actually focus on that instead of looking to the right in the viewfinder or looking in my mirror so much. It's just, yeah, I mean, I don't want to look at myself, but it's hard for me to connect when I don't have an actual person in front of me that I can talk to. The struggles. So, at the moment I don't like it. I feel shiny. And, yeah, I just feel metallic-y, shiny. It's hard to explain. Yeah, I've never felt or seen or used anything like this. So I think that I'm going to have to set it. I'm just not sure if I should set it with a loose powder or a pressed powder. But since it's already a little bit tinted, I might actually go in with a loose powder, which I'll use the Maybelline Master Fix to do that. I just don't know what brush I'm going to use. I'm not prepared at all. So, yeah. So I will just tip a little, oops, a little bit of product in the top of the, you know what, I try and do this with the Beauty Blender and, not the Beauty Blender, the Rico Tools sponge, whatever, it doesn't really matter. And it seems to just disappear into the sponge and not go on my skin. And I am usually quite a little bit heavy with it underneath the eyes. Maybe not as heavy as some people, but yeah, I'm just gonna dust that actually. So just to set it a little bit. And maybe, hopefully, just mattify it a little bit. I think that if I was going to use this, and still want to get that illuminizing effect, I'd have to just use it where I want to use it, just here, and I don't know if I could actually be bothered with that. It's kind of cool. Maybe I need to play around with it a little bit more. But right now, it's not looking too bad now to me, since I've put the powder on, but I mean it's really not as illuminizing, obviously, because I think this is a mattifying powder. I really do believe it. I really got to look at this stuff before I do. Sets, mattifies, blurs, smooths. Yeah, it's mattifying. Yeah, I don't know. It's not horrible. It's just different, and I have to go outside my comfort zone just to try these different things. So, anyway, I'm not going to put the rest of my makeup on. I just wanted to see what it would look like underneath foundation and concealer, and obviously setting it with some powder just to see how that goes. And I like it a lot better after it's been set. It still is illuminizing, like I can actually see around the top of my lip, actually my whole lip, that it is still that sort of a little bit shiny, almost wet look. So it's, yeah, I don't want to say it looks sweaty, but it does look wet and it is illuminizing. So the product does what it says that it's going to do. I think maybe I used a little bit too much, and I'm sure that it'd be completely different underneath, different moisture, different foundations. So yeah, no, as I'm sitting here, I'm starting to like it a little bit more, but I probably look white as all buggery because I haven't contoured or I haven't bronzed or anything like that, but that's not the mission. The mission was to see whether it would still come through the foundation, and it does, but not necessarily in the areas that I want it. So I think that if I do use this, I'll be targeting the cheekbones and maybe just a little bit here, but yeah, I think I'm still on the hunt for a good highlighter, and I think that Wet n Wild or something like that is the next one that I want to try, which is online, unfortunately for me, but it's cheap enough, so I'll give it a go. Anyway, guys, if you liked my video, feel free to give me a like, maybe subscribe, come back for more videos, and yeah, thank you very much for joining me. Bye.